Alright, so in today's video, what I'm going to be doing is doing a custom mount for my Victron Battery Monitor. And this is the Victron monitor here. It does have a faceplate with it, but I found something really cool. I was in my local PV Mart. It's kind of like a total farm place. And they had this ABS, or I think it's called ABS, piece. And it fits perfectly in there. And also the mount for the Victron fits inside here. So if I screw it in, and I want to make sure that this is the top here because that's where the sticker is. Although I'm going to take that sticker off, but still, you won't be able to see it on the top. So I'm going to tighten that down real tight. And then this will go here. And you see the inside circle there? Well, I was trying to find something that I could mount on the wall, then mount this. And I found one of my canning jar lids. And it fits perfectly inside there. So I'm going to mount this to the backboard, and it'll be countersunk, a 1/4 inch in to give it some support. And then this will go on top, which will allow the lead to come out and go into the shunt. So I'm going to dig this out and then I'll come right back. Okay, so I chiseled this area out here with an awl, and then I finished it off with a flathead screwdriver. I tried using a wood hole thing, but this is concrete and it wouldn't do it, so that's okay. I also put some drywall over top of the battery so it doesn't get all dusty. So this will go in here like that. This will be the back plate that'll mount to the wood behind. And then the Victron will go like so. And I just have to make a little divot here so I can run the wire out and then along here and then down. So that's how it'll sit. Just like that. Just going to make a pass through here for the cable. There. All right. All right, so I'm going to cut a piece in here to allow the wire to come out. So there we go. That'll go right in like that. What I'm going to do is cut this out a little bit more and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've carved this out a bit more, cleaned it up a little bit better, put more room for a wire there. One of the things I'm going to do before I seal this all up is I'm going to tape this up to get rid of these sharp corners that can get cut from the cord. Even though it's a telephone cord, I want to make sure that it's secure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this around a few times, just like that. So there we have it. So I'm going to set that like that. I'm going to drill in the back plate and I'll be right back. All right, so now it's time to put the back plate on. Got a hammer got an awl. I'm gonna poke this so that the screws go in better, and they're just a standard screw. So I'm gonna put it like that. I get it into place. And have it on it down. All right, so I've drilled in the back plate. So the next step is to dry fit the Victron mount and the cable. So I'll do that right now. Alright, so this is the cable here, and this is the cable cord that it came with, so I'm going to cut that down. But before I do, I want to dry mount everything. So I'm going to have the Victron sit on the plate like this, and it's going to come out and run along the side of here and back down and into here. So I want to give myself enough cable so when I crimp on the new one, I'll have, and I'm going to take extra just in case. So right now that's just sitting there, it's going to fall. So I'm just going to cut it. It's best to take more, because if you take less, then you can't make more unless you do unless you were to do a splice and slice it together, which is not always that great. So that's the way I want it, and it'll go into here. With the other side, I'll put one on there, and right now I'm gonna mount this. I'm gonna silicone it on there and leave it with some pressure on it on a board, and I'll leave it till tomorrow, and then we'll come back tomorrow and we'll see how nice and tight it is on there. Okay, so I was thinking about this, and I wanted something so it'll have more strength. So I have an old soldering tube or spool, old soldering spindle, and what I did was, I'll show you, it won't fit in there, so I took a pair of scissors and I just cut so I could get a nice tight seal. And then I could run some screws in there and put it on this back plate, and then I have something more solid so it won't fall down because it'll be screwed in. So let's do that now. Let's put this piece in there and then put this piece on. There we go. Just a nice little piece so that that can sit. So when I put this cable, right, so this will go in here like that, and then this will just slide right in place like that. So now I'm just going to put this in here, and then I'll come back and we'll get this mounted up. All right. So let's just see how it fits. Perfect. It's good. Go in there a little bit. There we go. So now I'm going to glue it down so it has something to bond to. All right, so I used hot glue and silicone to mount it. It's holding it. And this is the hot glue, it's high temp hot glue. And I used silicone. I couldn't find my silicone thing, so I just used an old bottle and put silicone on there. And I forgot to put the camera on when I was doing that, but I just put it inside that groove there, and it's just gonna sit here. And I put this black tubing over top because I like the black finished look of everything. And I'm gonna run it down. I'm gonna put the end on here and then connect it in here. So that's what I'll do next. All right, I have it wired now with the end on it, and we'll plug it in. Let's see if it works. Bingo. So that is good. Now I did leave extra cable because I wanted to make sure that I had enough. I will cut it down and redo it so it's tight. So I'll just show you here on the menu. I'm just gonna lift this up here. So let's go over here. Okay, so we have 27.6 volts. And here I'm not too sure on what I and F is. I still have to read through the manual. Okay, the batteries are charged 100%. And there's no amp hours going out, I don't think. I think that's what that means. Okay, 10 watts. Oh, it's 35 amps. I guess that would be out. 0.35 amps out. Because it's running the freezers and the downstairs plugs. So 0.03 volts. And back to 27.61 volts. Alright, so last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some clips on here. Alright, so it's all connected. I temporarily put this one in the bottom here because I'm going to fix this wire. I'm going to fix this wire too. And this one will stay the way it is. I can clamp that one down with these clamps here. And here's the system's running good right now. I've got power because it's nighttime. So I've got power coming from the grid, charging the battery. And then it's also supplying the downstairs freezer and everything. And I want to change that. So I'm going to go set up. Okay, and I want to change this one. And I'm going to change it to SNU. And then I'm going to go set one. And I'm going to change this. Oops. Oh, to SBU. Okay, the lights just flickered off and on. And now the battery is charging, and in the morning the solar panels will charge that back up. So that's the end of my video. Thanks for tuning in. There, right now we're drawing 26.54 volts. And so let's just take a look again on here. So we are drawing 166, 157. So that's hours. So battery power is 100% for now. Amp hours, nothing's coming out right now. So we're drawing 70, 95, 100 watts of power. Okay, and then we got 1.81 or 1.85 amps going out. And 0.03 volts. And then we're back to 26.31. There we go. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to your comments. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.